Only 6 overs possible and 13 runs have resulted, and that is why this session belongs to rain. Shared India, England, no, it is rain that has ensured that this session belongs to him firmly, because you did see one wicket though fall. A very tragic run out of Shubman Gill for 21, and his tally now stands at 743. He is 32 away from breaking Sunny G's record for the most runs in a series. But remember, Sunny G got it in just 4 tests. He is 68 away from breaking Don Bradman's record for the most runs as a captain in a series. And he is a further 232 runs away from breaking the all-time score, which is safe to say isn't happening.
That's out of sight now.
Even Bradman's 811, do you think he can do it? Because as you've done the weather report, day 4 and day 5 are also pretty bad. Will he get another chance to bat?
75. Siddharth, in fact, touching upon the rain bit, I see one session of this test match already gone.
It's gone. This session's gone.
One full session is gone.
In addition to today?
No, not in addition to today. From where we stand, we've needed. Why I'm emphasizing on that is because till now you've needed a large chunk of the 5th day to determine the result for a match. Now in this match though, already one session's been taken out of the equation. Now that affects things a lot, and going by how things have been in the series, I don't know what this sort of means. Does this increase the chances of a draw? Perhaps it does, but this is not the only rain that we will see. There is more rain as well in this test match. So I'm already beginning to fear, because today wasn't a day that had the highest chances of rain.
Although yellow alert was there.
There was a yellow alert, but very briefly for a couple of hours that yellow alert was there. What we are going to see going forward in this test match, especially 4 and 5 days that you mentioned, it's much more.
Yeah.
So if that is the road that we're going to be going down on, then chances of a draw.
Covers are coming off, by the way.
And there was rain expected later in the day as well today.
It's come. This was the rain.
It was around 8:30 India time, Shashwat.
Yeah, so it is coming on now, but the covers are coming off.
Between 8:30 there was another spell that was expected. In fact, there was a 70% chance of rain around 6:30, 7 o'clock, which is something that we saw. And after that, the next spell was around 8:30.
So that has happened.
That has possibly happened already. But I'm fearing for day 4, day 5, on which there is a great chance of rain, or a much greater chance of rain. But very quickly, since we don't have a lot of time at the moment, we only have around another 10 to 15 minutes to talk about the 13 runs that we saw and the one dismissal. Which one do we start with? Let's start with the dismissal per se.
Yeah.
Any doubts as to whose mistake it was?
I think Shubman Gill, very straightforward. He really rushed into that run. It was his call, rightly so, but the non-striker had all the right to say no to that. And Sai Sudarshan, I think from the very beginning had said no. From the first instance, he wasn't even in a double mind. He very clearly said no. I don't know what was the hurry and why Shubman Gill sort of went so far ahead with that run. So I think just himself to blame, and very, very silly way to get out, especially when you've been in such great form. It's just, you're just giving away your wicket very easily to the opponents, and there's a very, this could have been a series to remember for Shubman Gill if he would have. It still remains a series to be remembered for him, but like you just mentioned, 233, if I'm not wrong, away from the highest of the highest runs in a series overall. I think that already is by Alan Border.
No, Sir Don Bradman, 974.
Yeah, Sir Don Bradman, right.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it could have very well been possible. He was batting well, 100 here and 100 in the second innings. You never know, could have been nearer to that mark. But yeah, just he would be really cursing himself the way he got out.
I mean, there was no run there whatsoever. And plus, I think the spongy nature of the wicket meant that it took him a lot of time to turn around and then come back into the wicket also.
He was too far ahead.
He was too far,
exactly.
yeah.
Not even more than halfway.
To do anything with the moist nature of the wicket. He was just overcommitted to begin with, and shouldn't have charged down the ground the way that he did. In fact, the time that Jamie Overton collects the ball and
Gus
Atkinson, beg your pardon, collects the ball and throws it at the stumps. By then, in fact, at that very point, Gill had in fact crossed Gus Atkinson, and Atkinson was closer to the wicket than Shubman Gill, for even after Shubman Gill had turned around. So the only way he was going to make his ground was if the ball was going to miss the stumps. But from where Gus Atkinson collected the ball and then had a throw at the stumps, you would have seen all 3 wickets. So chances of him missing were very meager.
Yeah, so now you've got 2 guys who are fighting for their position in the Indian cricket
Absolutely.
team. Sai Sudarshan and Karun Nair. Sai's hung in there, 84 balls for 28. Karun just about getting started, but then either one of them fails in this session. You fear what is going to happen for them because but then they still bat deep. You've got Ravindra Jadeja, Dhruv Jurel, Washington Sundar.
I think it's the first time they're batting together in this series. The first test match when they both featured. Sai was batting at 3, Karun at 6. I don't think they got to bat together. Here though, now they're
when he scored 30, Sai, oh no, maybe Shubman.
Sai got out early, no?
Yeah, Sai got out early. You're right, you're right.
So first time that you see the 2 of them bat together. For different purposes, I think that there are different things on the line for the 2 of them. But the common goal at the moment for both of them will be that India don't lose another wicket over here. India don't have a lot of runs. It's only 85 for the loss of 3 wickets. It's been stop-start tomorrow and day after look like much clearer days. In fact, day 3, there isn't any chance
day
of
2 also.
Very little negligible sorts.
Do check out the weather report that Harshit has done for all the 4-5 days that is there in this test match. So do check that out on Sports Today. But the problem now is, if there is no further rain, you can extend till 12 a.m. IST. Because the original timing, when I had done the last live update, but then at that time rain came and then you had a longer
because
delay.
there's been a lot of recalibration happening. So the only way you can keep up to speed is by subscribing firstly. Also following us across platforms because we've been putting out updates. If we've not been able to come live to you guys, we've been giving out updates as well via means of posts, etc. So the earlier time was 9:05.
9:35 to 9:55, that was the tea break.
Yeah.
Prior to the rain delay that happened.
And then I changed to 9:05?
Yes, now it's changed to 8:40 to
so
9 o'clock.
Further been pushed back.
Yeah,
pushed
now
forward.
you
But
will
I think
have...
even the next session, I don't think it would start in the next 10 minutes.
Oh no, it may not start, but then see, you will have play until 12 o'clock.
If there is no rain.
If there is no rain. So 12 a.m. IST is the last to last by which you can extend play. Because in England, you extend the sessions. You don't start early. You begin the sessions early. But even if you extend late, there's also the chance of bad light because it's very cloudy also. So you got a lot of things going against you in the weather front today. You are fine for day 2, you're fine for day 3, but day 4 and 5 is going to be race against time. 2.5 hour rain delay, 2 hour rain delay, plus it will take you an hour to get the ground ready.
It'll either take sensational play from one of the teams or you'll have to have more of these run out errors that we saw just happen a short while back for there to be a result. Otherwise, dark clouds, very dark clouds that you will see in this match, and that could mean dark clouds on India as well as far as saving this series is concerned. You need India, that team that desperately need play to happen in this year. England would be happy whether with regards to these stoppages as well, untimely stoppages. They've got little on the line, but for India, this is about salvaging the situation.
Anyway, see, if you don't win the Oval Test also, the series will represent as a lost opportunity series because you had England on the ropes. You probably would have won far more sessions than England, but yet you didn't win the series. And why we were all saying that there was a bit of an optimism because it was an Indian team in transition, but it was also an England team which was the weakest. If you look at in the past 10-12 years, this was the weakest England team that was there. But you squandered an opportunity at Lord's. That Lord's loss was the one that broke your spirit. Honestly, and Oval, you look at it, Leeds, fine, it was undone by Bazball's audacious approach, so that is why you couldn't win it. But then Lords, you had no business losing 82 for 7 and being bundled out for 170. So that loss will rankle in more ways than one. So Shubman Gill's dismissal has meant that Sai Sudarshan and Karun Nair will have to really bat out of their skins now. Now the weather looks clearer. So that's why I think if not 9 o'clock, it could start at 9:10, 9:15. And then you'll have uninterrupted play mostly until 12.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's how the...
But just 13 runs that we saw since the last time we met you guys, and 1 wicket, which of course we've touched upon. Let's try and take some comments.
We will take some comments. We'll have a lengthier debate in the post-match. Let's see how that pans out also. Whether for that we should have more play.
Yeah, otherwise
It's no point.
This is going to sound like a lengthy
yeah.
weather bulletin.
Exactly. So my only hope is Akashdeep. That is what Priyanshu is saying, that he may get some movement in these conditions.
ahead.
Yep, absolutely. Mr. Creator, England has scored almost 400 in all matches in first innings. Yeah, Lords to a certain extent you didn't score. And how much did you score?
But India also have done well. Most 350 plus scores, I think. There's some
in
stat
all,
like this.
in all the matches.
Yeah, you've got 11 instances or 12 of India score. 11 instances.
In all the matches in the first innings in this series, India scored over 350.
Yeah,
Leeds, Edgbaston, Lords also 387, Manchester 358.
Yeah, 7. Yeah.
And here also, you started with 85 for 3. Let's see how it goes. Chili Paneer is saying, if Karun gets out, then again it's on, just go down a bit. Just go down. If Karun gets out, then again it's on the all-rounders to perform. Yeah, indeed it is. That is how it goes, my friend. And it's going to be really... Go down further. I can't go down. Okay, Debayan Majumdar is saying, Baseball team selection baffles me. They are playing a 120 spacer Overton and not Sam Curran. Curran bowls accurately good with the bat also. He's good. India's weakness is left arm paces. Well, no, but then Sam Curran
is good with the bat.
But Sam Curran, I think he's not had a good run heading into the series. Plus, I think he was injured as well. So that's why they didn't consider him for red ball formats that much. But yeah, Sam Curran, we all know how he hurt India in 2018. We know how that was. So, this series ideally, Anshu Mishra is saying this series ideally should have been 2-2. Had India done well at Lords and Manchester, both teams have it's been opposite in that. Yeah, this has been a series which you'll struggle to analyze in the proper way on 5th.
See, it's been a treat to watch for sure. There's been no one-sided contest, and that is one thing that I really like about this series.
Yeah, it is indeed. So, yep, 9 p.m. start, Manujan. Yes, I know that we have got the updated session timings. I think it is 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it is 9 a.m. to 11:30. It depends on what is the thing. Yep, covers are indeed coming off, and 9 a.m. Yes, final session will begin at 4:30 local, which is 9 p.m. IST, and it could continue till 12. Because 2 hours plus half an hour. Yep, you'll have to do that. So that's how I look at it. Wait a minute. What was the time that was mentioned? 9 p.m. IST. Yeah. 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We have to make up overs. How many overs are? 62 overs. Oh God, yeah. You're not getting all the...
No, but it ends at 11:30 p.m. IST. If it starts at 9.
No, then you will extend.
But can you do that? I'm not sure about that.
You can, because see, it's not a result-oriented thing. No, it is a rain-enforced break.
Yeah.
So that is why I think you will extend it to 1 hour in order to make up for the overs. And then tomorrow, you won't have to extend every session then by that logic. So you will have to extend half an hour in that sense. So that's why you'll have to look at it in that way. But yes, it does look better, the weather, and that's why it's going to be Sai Sudarshan, no pads and stretching. He's doing some reaction drills. Yeah, I mean, 6 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go. He will really be going about it. So yeah, hope no more delays at this time. Anshu Mishra, I'm not taking that. Let's wait and watch for all that. So let's wait for that. If our bowlers help in a win, then it's unfair. And a Katapa type thing done by bowlers against Bumrah. When he was needed rest support these bowlers, let him down. Captain bowlers are reason for his injury. No, yaar, Sarachandra. His action is the main cause of his injury. It's not, when Bumrah wasn't there, at that time only you won the test match. Akashdeep bowled well and all those, but then that was true for Leeds. Not so true for all the other bits. And if you keep on bowling him 28 overs in innings, his effectiveness does reduce in the second innings as well. So, in that sense. But many people are bullish on Sai Sudarshan.
It's good. See, now the one thing you've learned from this series is clearly there's a test player in Sai Sudarshan that the Indian captain, the new Indian captain, and the coach in Gautam Gambhir see. So, yes, there's a bit of a connection, and of course, it helps the fact that the Indian captain has worked very closely with him. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but he's shown very good form in white ball cricket to have been given this opportunity, and it is now up to Sai how he goes ahead and takes his opportunity. He's scored a good crafty 60 the other day in at Lords, but otherwise you've seen him get out poorly as well. How much is it that he
Not
can
Lords, Manchester, no? 60.
in Manchester? Beg your pardon, yeah. In Manchester, 61.
Yep.
that he scored.
So let's see how this pans out. It's Sai Sudarshan and Karun Nair, two guys who are fighting for a spot in the Indian team. And 9 o'clock you'll have your session begin. So hopefully no further rain, and we'll join you back for a lengthy post-match debate. Hope it doesn't rain. So from me, Harshit and Shashwat, it is bye-bye. Join us for the post-match.